Kamala Harris raised 81 million in first 24 hours as candidate. The fund will help rebuild a Democratic war chest that was at risk of being depleted in the week of uncertainty after President Biden's poor debate, as big donors put a pause on fundraising. So, Vice President Kamala Harris raised 81 million in the first 24 hours since announcing her bid for presidency. Her campaign said a record-breaking showing as Democrats welcomed her candidacy with one of the greatest gusher of cash of all time. Her campaign said that 888,000 donors had contributed in her first day, 60% of whom were making their first contribution of the 2024 contest. The campaign signed up 43,000 of those donors to make recurring donation, it said. The Harris campaign did not break down what share of the 81 million was raised by small dollar donation versus major donors. But XBlue, the digital donation portal for Democrats, up and down the ballot has processed more than 80 million in the same 24-hour period, according to a New York Times analysis of the platform online ticker of contribution. Yay, congratulations, Kamala Harris. So it was the largest 24-hour race in presidential history. 24-hour haul adds to 240 million war chest. Team Harris raised $81 million in its first 24-hour, adding to the existing near $250 million war chest already amazes. This election cycle, this haul reflects money raised across the campaign Democratic National Committee and Joint Fundraising Committee. This surge of support is also accompanied by numerous endorsements from federal and state elected officials, as well as major Democratic and advocacy groups, united in effort to defeat Donald Trump this November. A look beyond the top line shows historic grassroots strength and enthusiasm for Harris for president. So again, over 888,000 grassroots donors made donation in the past 24 hours, 60% of whom made their first contribution of the 2024 cycle. Team Harris 24-hour race in highest 24 hours race in any candidacy in history. In the last 24 hours, Team Harris has added 43,000 new occurring donors, with over half of these recurring donors signed up for weekly donation. A call on Sunday evening hosted by Win with Black Women raised approximately 1.6 million in grassroots contribution alone. And Harris for President official social media Kamala headquarters doubled its following overnight. Well done, Kamala Harris. And you will be the first woman's president in the U.S. history. And I'm proud of you, and I wish you success with this campaign and beat Donald J. Trump, the former President Donald J. Trump, who is 43 convicted felon. So good luck with your presidency, Madam Vice President.
To serve as Vice President to our President Joe Biden. Joe's legacy of accomplishment, just over a lifetime, but just over the last 3.5 years, is unmatched in modern history. In one term, he has already surpassed the legacy of most presidents who served 2 terms in office. Joe got the COVID-19 pandemic under control. Remember those days? He has created more than 15 million new jobs. He brought together Republicans and Democrats and passed historic legislation And I'm going to tell you, I'm a first-hand witness to all this work. I would sit with Joe in the Oval Office while he would bring members of both sides of the aisle and talk and listen and help them see what they may have in common and how we can actually work towards solutions. And because of it has been one of the greatest honors of my life, truly, to serve as Vice President to our President, Joe Biden. Joe's legacy of accomplishment, just over a lifetime, but just over the last 3.5 years, is unmatched in modern history. In one term, he has already surpassed the legacy of most presidents who served 2 terms in office. Joe got the COVID-19 pandemic under control. Remember those days? He has created more than 15 million new jobs. He brought together Republicans and Democrats and passed historic legislation. And I'm going to tell you, I'm a first-hand witness to all this work. I would sit with Joe in the Oval Office while he would bring members of both sides of the aisle and talk and listen and help them see what they may have in common and how we can actually work towards solutions. And because of this will not be the last. You are everything that is about excellence and promise and joy and pride for our nation. So thank you. I'm so happy to be here. We are announcing $20 billion that the President and I, together with Administrator Regan, are dedicating to community-based clean energy projects.
$20 billion to tackle the climate crisis head-on. And
laws that give government the power to make decisions about the male body.
I'm happy to answer a more specific question.
Male versus female.
There are medical procedures.
That the government has the power to make a decision about a man's body.
I thought you were asking about medical procedures that are unique to men.
I'll repeat the question. Can you think of any laws that give the government the power to make decisions about the male body?
I'm not thinking of any right now, Senator.